What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another amazing episode of Real Talk Atlanta. We're your hosts, River the Realtor.
Nika W.
And I'm Taisha Renee.
And y'all, we are your hump day hotties because it's
Hold on, run it back. Not the hump day hotties.
Wednesday. And you guys, we're your hump day hotties. Because these episodes come out each and every Wednesday, and there's no other place y'all would rather be.
Period.
Y'all love it here. We love it.
Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So really today is a really important episode because of course we always say how much we love the feedback we get from real estate agents, right? Like we want to give y'all the real tea so that y'all don't come into this business thinking that everything that glitters is gold. Like real estate is glittering, but
right.
It's not always gold.
Okay.
And so I think today a really, really good topic that we're going to talk about is how to kind of deal with some of those barriers, those hardships and rejection that you're going to face as a realtor. Like even as a top producer, as a luxury agent, all of those people, we still will face rejection. And it's really not about the rejection. It's about how you deal with it, how you combat it, get over it, and we going to help y'all.
I love that.
So
How
let's
you
get
move
into
forward?
it.
Yeah, we about to drop them gems. Let's get into it. I'm
Let's
ready.
get into
All right,
it.
so
I'm
I
ready.
think as a real estate agent, as a realtor, somebody in this business, I think maybe the most heart-wrenching thing is like when you go for like a listing or you're working with a buyer and they go, unfortunately, I think I'm going to work with someone else.
Oh my God. Be like, why didn't you pick me? Say no. What did I do?
No, seriously, I think
Now be bitter.
yeah, no. I think it's really hard to not take it personally, right? I think especially if you're one of those agents who really works on their craft,
Right.
really does the work. To hear somebody tell you like, oh, I don't want to work with you, I want to work with somebody else, it's gut-wrenching. I think my biggest first tip is to never take these things personal. I think when you take stuff to heart as a real estate agent, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. You start questioning your ability, you start questioning your worth, and it's not about that. Everybody's just not a good fit for you, but the ones that are for you will always be for you.
Right.
Oh, you know that's my favorite line. You know I was going to have to jump in with that.
Yes.
What's for you is always for you. Like, and some people, you have to take into account that someone may reach out to you and they may forget that they have this relative or somebody who's a realtor. So, of course, they probably want to support, their friend or family's business. And that's understandable. Me as a buyer, I probably would want to support, somebody who I know too. I understand it. So, it's not like you didn't choose me because, like, it's not that they're not choosing you because you're a bad agent. It's just that relationship probably wouldn't have worked for whatever reason. And it doesn't matter because that might have been God's way of saying you don't need to work with this client because we know some clients are not the best clients, baby. And that could have been that client that dragged you through the mud.
Okay.
No, seriously. It's for me, too. I feel like I like to work with people that chooses me because it makes me go above and beyond for you. So it's really, really important for me, as well as I've had that happen before. I don't take it personal. I just know what I provide you, you're not going to find it nowhere else.
Period.
Okay, because that happened to me. She went with another realtor. She interviewed me. It was her family member, so I totally understood it. But guess what? Your family member charged you 0.5% more at closing. You had no photography, no videography, no basket. It was nowhere to be seen.
No.
And I felt, I'm like,
Not you feel good.
I felt
Not
good.
you feel good. She be doing good.
Wait a second. Nowhere to be seen is crazy.
No basket.
And
You
I
had
know,
no pictures.
listen, and I know she was just like, and the thing is, her friend used me, so it was like a thing like, and then when she called me, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. She was like, wait, I'm interviewing, other agents, and I had to take a step back. I was like, why? I didn't ask you. You're right. You have the right to do that.
Yeah, I've had people interview me too, and I feel like when you're confident in your skills and in your abilities, it really doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to tell you what I can provide, and if that aligns with what you're looking for, then great. We're a perfect match. If it doesn't, and you're looking for something else that someone else may be offering you, then great. Like, that's what's best for you. Like, choose what's best for you. So I don't never have like no ill will, ill intention with them. It's just like, not everybody's meant to work with you.
Yeah, I think
And
it's
that's
new
okay.
when you're new in this like business. I think it kind of hits a little bit different.
Right.
I think like
want
when you
every
really
client.
scraping for clients, like this the one, and they turn around and say you like. I think it's like it's a punch in the gut. I think so in terms of solutions, right? When this kind of happens to you guys, like. What is like some tips or things that you would do? Because for me, I would say ask for feedback. Because even though it may not be because you're a bad agent, it might be because you missed something.
Right.
Or because the agent did something that you didn't or offered something you didn't. And I think it's never hurtful to say, congratulations on, finding the right agent for you. If it's okay, I would love some feedback on things that maybe I could have done better. Because it may be something that you're missing that you don't even realize from a buyer's perspective.
I love that.
I would say most times when you realize that buyers are interviewing, you get nervous and you choke up.
Yeah.
So you probably know, like an agent probably knows, like, oh, like I know exactly why you chose someone else. So see how that you can do better and implement that into the next buyer and the next buyer and the next buyer that comes. So since you know that you did this thing wrong, you can get it right. Yeah. So I think, if you know exactly, like, okay, I think I know where I messed up at. If you have any doubt or any question, like, okay, maybe I could have answered this question better. Maybe I could have said this better. Maybe you could have. You know what I'm saying? You could have been more confident or something in what you're saying. Take that and implement it into the next person that you're speaking with.
Right. I think for me, it's like always have a script ready for that situation. You know what I'm saying? Have like something in mind where you can say, hey, I don't take no for an answer, and that's the type of agent I am. So here's why I don't take no for an answer. I'm this. I'm that. I am, I'm providing you this, exclusive listings and all of those things, because some people, they just want that extra push. They want that extra confidence. Like, oh, she know what she's talking about.
Like, hold on, let me go back and rethink.
Yeah. So I've had that happen. I've had someone that said, hey, I'm interviewing agents, and to be honest, she interviewed nobody else. It was just me. But she was seeing if I was confident enough to take that. And I was like, you can go with another agent. However, if you still need my services, I'm here to help.
That's a good point. That's like, what if they say they're working with someone, I could see some agents kind of like get snappy, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Always keep it professional. Like, okay, I totally understand. Let me know if you ever need any assistance in the future. And I had that actually happen where she decided to go with someone else, but then she came back to me.
Right.
She was like, actually, I'm not really getting what I want. Welcome back. Welcome back over here. Let's get it.
Yeah. I think what people have to realize about being a real estate agent is this is a sales job.
Exactly.
This is like the number one job of sales. You are a salesman, and you're selling yourself most of the time, right? Like, maybe that didn't come out right, but like, you're selling what it is that you can offer. I don't know if it's really a good way to say this, but y'all know what I mean. I think that you have to remember that when you're pitching yourself, you're pitching what you can do for somebody in the real estate market. And you have to sometimes give the extra push. This is the most expensive asset that a lot of people are going to get in their whole lives. You're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. You want to be confident that the person you're working with is the person you need to be working with. So I think a lot of times we just have to kind of take a step back. And I would say in terms of solutions for rejection, kind of like you said, have a script, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of us lose out on clients, especially early on, because it's like somebody is kind of interviewing you in like a random time and you're not prepared to have this conversation. Oh, I'm actually looking to sell my house. And you at brunch. You lit. You lit on
that shit, on that mimosa.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a level of preparedness that you need to have to kind of avoid being in that rejection space when it comes to like procuring clients and making sure you're the top pick.
Yeah,
I love that.
I agree with that.
Okay, so moving on, I think another big rejection, especially last year, we all felt this.
Oh God, don't say it. Like, go ahead.
Okay, it's the rejection that you feel with. Unfortunately, my seller has selected another offer.
Hate that for us.
We'd be happy to accept you as a backup.
And I'm gonna accept that backup.
No, every time. Every time
the backup works.
Sign me up.
What exactly do you need for the backup? So how do y'all feel like y'all combat with like rejection on the offers for your clients?
In that market, I prepared my clients ahead of time. I prepared them ahead of time. Like, listen, this market is crazy. People are paying $10,000-$20,000 over appraised value. People are paying, the people are doing what they need to do to get in these houses. And sometimes you just can't compete with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you only have X amount of dollars and this person has X amount of dollars and they can do a little bit more, then of course that's going to be more attractive to the seller. That's okay. It's always what's for you will be for you. That house was not for you, but the house that's for you, we're going to win. Right. Your offer will be accepted and you will move in. Like, that's just point blank period.
I love that. And that goes hand to hand to preparing to write strong offers in that market. If you're not educating yourself, you're not putting yourself in a position where you know your contract, you know what terms to use when you need to use it.
You're communicating with that selling agent.
So when that rejection come back, rejection come back, inside of you, I did everything right.
Exactly.
I know I wrote a strong offer.
Exactly.
So it means that this house is not for you.
I love that. Yeah.
I think y'all both touched on two really, really, really big things. I think if you don't prepare your client beforehand as an agent, you've done them a disservice. Every client, when they put in an offer, think that's the best one. Regardless of if you came in $20,000 under asking price, your client is at home like this. Oh, I got this one mine for sure. I think as a real estate professional, if you do not sit down and have the conversation of, look, this is how the market is. It's volatile. It's not volatile. Whatever the current state of your market is, if you don't sit down and explain to your client the possibility of that offer not being selected, you done them a disservice, especially if the offer don't get selected.
Okay.
Because now they looking at you like you did something wrong.
Because they probably didn't even know an offer cannot get accepted.
Right.
They're like, why didn't my
They're like, what
offer
you
get
mean?
accepted? Did you not do what you were supposed to do? Like, and now you
Exactly.
looking crazy when all you had to do was prepare them beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But like Nika said, I love that. Like, if you know that you did exactly what you needed to do, you pulled the comps, you spoke to the listing agent to discuss the terms, you went through these terms with your buyer to make sure they're comfortable.
You asked what the seller was looking for.
Yeah. That's all you can do.
I think Nika said something that was really, really small, but I don't know if y'all heard it. She said, and you're prepared to write a strong offer in that market. I think a lot of people didn't notice when that shift kind of happened. And when that shift happened, those same offers that y'all were writing last year aren't going to work this time.
Exactly.
What people are looking for in this market is not what they were looking for in that market. And I think that's a really big thing. When the market shifts, as a realtor, your strategy has to shift as well. The little stuff that was going to fly back then ain't flying, and vice versa. So I think it's very important to also understand the market that you're in to be able to write the offer that's going to win in that specific market.
Yeah. And with every rejection, ask for feedback. If I lose an offer, I'm like, hey, lost an offer. What was the feedback? Because if they have or they chosen another offer, they most likely don't have time to kind of go back and explain to everyone why they didn't choose the offer. I always go the extra step and say, hey, what was the offer that won? So I can go back and advise my client on this is why they lost, and it's not because of us. Like, whether it was cash, whether it was like, quick
love
closing.
those listing agents who will respond and be like, I had this many type of offers. We went with this. I love that. Like, thank you so much for letting me know. Like, I understand why you picked that offer.
It makes it a lot better when I can go to my client and say, hey, the winning offer paid $50,000 cash out of pocket. You wouldn't perhaps have $50,000 that you could spare for this, would you?
Right.
And then they like, ooh.
Let's keep looking.
Yeah, let's keep looking. I was like, it wasn't you.
And I think we have to remember to do that. I think, again, as a realtor, it's always going to be your fault. If anything go wrong, Taisha told me not to do. Like, you as the realtor, like, have to be prepared to take the fall for everything. And so if you set yourself up not to fall for anything, you won't have any of those problems when it comes to, your offer not getting selected in the market.
And let's keep in mind, sometimes you recommend a strong offer to your client and they don't want to do it. That's why anytime you submit offer recommendation to your client, please send it via email.
Oh my God.
This is what I recommend for this offer. Here's the CMA of why I recommend this. I spoke to the agent. This is what they said. Please respond to this email and approve it. You want to move forward. But if you respond and be like, okay, nope, I want to go 10,000 below ask, I want to do et cetera, et cetera. Okay, well, let's do it. This is what you want to do. You are the client working in your best interest. Let's go ahead and submit it. But you cannot get upset with me.
Get it in writing.
You cannot
get it in writing.
Get everything in writing.
It's not to even throw it into the client's face when it don't work out.
It's just like,
it's for reference.
My last email.
When I told you, like, I really think that, because sometimes we have to keep our clients real. I think sometimes clients get beside themselves, and I love y'all. Y'all know I do, but y'all know I'm the one that's gonna be like,
they be emotional.
Yeah,
you out.
We here to be the thing. We here for the. We're the brains. So.
Yeah, we not doing real estate with our hearts all the time. We doing it with our brains a lot of the time. Like, our hearts is in it, but like, it's a mental game. We got to be strategic about what's going on. Listen to your agent. Agents, just get it in writing.
Right.
Okay, please.
I think another really, really big thing, and I kind of faced this a lot when I was first trying to procure clients. It's that whole cold calling, door knocking, and people like.
Don't call me no more.
Okay.
Don't call me no more.
I called one person, y'all, and I felt like a bill collector. She was like, I thought I said I don't want no brothers calling me. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I didn't do that. I'm so sorry.
I do not call this.
And I said, oh, that's it for me. That's it for me. I can't do that again.
I think that's a big pill to swallow. I think it goes back along the lines of, like, you knowing that you've done everything that you can, that you're marketing yourself, and, like, you're really trying to, like, get your feet wet in this market and do your thing, and then somebody's basically like, chastity, like, you're bothering me. Like,
right.
Like,
why are you calling me? No, I don't want you to list my house. Okay, girl, you can be a little bit nicer.
You could have just said, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, like, calm down.
They fed up.
But then think about how we be acting when Realtor.com called me. are you interested in buying leads? And y'all stop calling this phone right now. This is so
You're right, because it's probably like 50 agents calling, and we all using the same systems. I get it, but it worked for some people.
Oh my God, I watched Selling Sunset, and I watched this selling show. They do door knocking and be getting $1 million listings.
I do that.
Do not knock it off.
Yeah.
So the house that I sold that was $1 million last year, we had like our closing was super private, but it was real intimate. And like we were kind of talking about everything, and we were talking to the agent, and the sellers was like, the reason we selected her for this is because she was in the community knocking on doors. She got candles, and she came and like really just put her best foot forward. And I think you have to have a strategy when you do these things, and you also have to not be scared to hear a no.
Right.
Because if you let that first no, you'll not pick up that phone again. You'll not knock on the door, but like that third door, that 30th door might be your $1 million listing. Like you don't really know. So I think in terms of being rejected by like somebody you're trying to procure a client from or trying to do business with, I think the first biggest thing is like don't let that no defeat you.
Right.
Like keep pushing forward, because it's like you got to get through a couple no's to get to your
I feel like that's the best strategy if you're a new agent to start with, because if you can't be comfortable with hearing no's, this is not the business for you. You hear no literally every day.
Literally every day.
If you just really emotional and you just can't hear no's.
It ain't even about hearing no for me. It was just like, I'm uncomfortable with this cold caller. I feel like a bill collector. This doesn't feel like the vibe for me.
And then no's be coming.
Okay.
No.
But door knocking, I can do door knocking, because I have that like personality. Hey, like
it'll be hard to slam a door and tell you.
Yeah, you're not gonna slam the door in my face. I'm like, I'm gonna knock again. I think something happened with the door.
I'm screaming.
But I have done it. And you have to keep doing it though. You have to be so consistent and constant with it. You can't do it one time and think that's enough.
Absolutely.
I love that.
But cold calling, I ain't doing it, I don't care.
I love it. I think,
I'm gonna try it.
and Nika kind of said this too. Like, it's a lot of people that are successful from cold calling.
Yeah.
And I really do think those are the people who are like,
who winning?
Yeah, and those are the people who like don't care. Like, I have I have a colleague in my office. He is my best. His name's Demetrius. Hey Demetrius. And he is like the cold calling king. Like, he'll sit on the phone and like literally, and he kick it to you straight. And that's what I love about him. Somebody answer the phone like, I don't want to sell my house. He be like, girl, why? Like, he will literally be on the phone. He be like, why? And then like once he starts like having these conversations, like they'll tell him I don't want to sell. He'll be like, okay, well, can you tell me why you don't want to sell? I'm just trying to get a little more information. He'll dig deep, and they're on the phone for 20-30 minutes. He like, so what time you want me to be there tomorrow to do it?
No, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I think how you avoid rejection in this space is to come up with a strategy to close the client, right? Like that one lady said, you came to the door with candles, or you had some type of crazy marketing.
Yeah, I love that. I'm
only like $9.99 at Publix.
No, seriously, coming up with like a marketing strategy that's gonna set you apart from the other people knocking on doors.
Have y'all cold called before?
I have a script. I have a book for it. I'm dying to try it.
Book of yes.
Yeah, I'm going through everyone. Like literally next quarter, I'm going through everyone. And I'm starting call. I love it.
Let me know how I go.
I tried to use like a little dialer that like calls out to all those people, but y'all know me. When it started getting like technical with computers and stuff, I actually did it with Fatima. She's like, we need to call, we need to do this, and I was like, all right. I'm gonna be there every day. I'm showing up, not cold calling. Just watch her do it. It's a lot. I think you gotta have an appetite for it.
Yeah, you gotta have an appetite for it. I think it's definitely, people are successful with doing it and people are successful without. So you just gotta figure out. Yeah,
you gotta sound less robot.
It works for you.
You gotta sound less like a robot, more like a conversation. Yeah. I feel like that works.
Yeah, people want to connect with the person. Yeah. I think the last thing that's like really a rejection, it's kind of like an overarching theme, but I think it's just rejection in real estate at all. And I think it's more of a mindset, but kind of like feeling like nothing is going your way in this business, which I think happens. We go through periods where like the market is bustling, like everybody is just buying, selling. And then we go through these like dry periods where you just feel like your business is not picking up. So like, how do y'all navigate those spaces of kind of just feeling like you're not fitting into like the real estate world sometimes?
Pray.
Oh yeah, that for sure.
Eat, pray,
number
love.
one.
No, you gotta pray. You gotta pray to keep your mental on this level where you're not giving up. It's easier to give up, and it's harder to keep going. You gotta keep going. It doesn't matter because you just one day away. So Listen, when that thing happened with my buyer that lost almost, she didn't lose her earnest money, got it back, but Literally the next day I got a great lead, literally. And it was just like, I was like, wow, this is really like a trick. This is a mental trick. Yeah. Real estate will teach you, like, are you going to keep going or are you going to give up?
Right.
And I kept going. And it's literally right now is like, that's a reward for me. So I feel like keeping that mental strong, whether it's by working out, by praying, by, you know, doing yoga, meditating, like,
yeah, balance, because you would definitely
peace.
get lost in that thing. I feel like you have to really want it. I feel like a lot of people get into real estate because they're like, oh, I want to dress up cute, I want to be on Instagram,
take pictures.
Yeah, and then they get into it and they realize like how hard it is, and then they're gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have to be hungry. You have to be a shark. You know, Auntie's always, and shout out to Auntie Linda. She's always like, you have to be a shark. Like, you can't just sit around and wait for things to come to you, because they won't. Because there's so many realtors. It's going to go to the person who's putting in the most effort, the most time, who's really dedicated to their business. And I feel like you can only do that if you really want it and if your heart is in it for the right reasons. Otherwise, you're just going to give up easy, because it's hard. It's really hard. I cannot count.
Yeah.
Look, real estate is not for the faint heart.
No.
Yeah.
Real estate is not for the weak. And real estate is not for the people that have their hand out and think they're going to leave plentiful, right? If you are not going to come in here and outrun me, you might want to walk the other way. Like, I'm really putting my feet on the ground every day, and I run towards my goals. I run, like, that's what we do.
You got to be hungry.
You got to be starving. Look, you got to be starving.
If you're not watching the YouTube video, please watch the YouTube video.
So you can see our faces.
Zoom into Nika's face.
No,
at whatever time frame that was when she just like
growled at the camera. But no, like, she's not lying. I think most people tune into Real Talk Atlanta because y'all see our work ethic on this podcast. Right. Y'all follow us on Instagram and y'all see the day-to-day things we're doing. This is fun. Like, don't get us wrong.
But this
like,
is work.
This is what?
This is after.
We come in here
every day we come here and smile.
And they got to come in here and keep it real.
Okay.
Like, I just think that what you have to remember is that if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not okay with taking the no's and figuring out how to make those guesses, if you don't want to change the trajectory of your business by being the change in your business, you're going to be out of business. Right. And that's just what that comes down to. So I think you're going to hear rejection. This business, real estate is rejection. You're going to feel it, you're going to see it, you're going to hear it. But I think it's not about, what did I say? It's not about falling, it's about getting up. It's not
about how many steps you take back, whatever, somebody going for.
Y'all know what we trying to say.
10 steps back, I'm picking up
Cardi B said.
Like
oh, child.
Beat me 99 times, but I get up 1, get up 10.
What?
That's how it is. I'm trying to be like River and get the calls.
She trying to take it.
I don't know the song.
Y'all get the gist, though. I think all in all, what I think everybody, of course, is trying to tell y'all is that if you want to be in this business, obviously rejection is going to be a big part of it. But again, it's not about the rejection. It's about what you do with it and how you make your business grow from it. So
okay, and keep in mind, you're not the only one getting rejected.
Right. Hello,
we all getting rejected, and we're keeping it pushing.
Exactly, because last year was really a tough year for real estate agents with this shit. But guess what? We all top producing agents.
All eating.
We all top.
Cheers to us. Cheers. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought she was like shouting.
Yeah,
I'm sick of y'all. Cheers to that.
Cheers to us. Like, business keep moving. We keep elevating because we keeping focus on the positive, not the negative.
And we keep working. And another one before we leave, surround yourself with people who gonna keep pushing you. Because if you surround yourself with people who like, girl, this too hard for us, we gotta try something else.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna make it.
Yeah, like, you only as good as the people you around.
Yes,
that's why I'm so good.
Period.
But I think that is a great segue. As y'all can see, our realtor bae, Ashley LeRae,
is missing.
She's missing, but she on the way. And so
I don't like being on this side by myself. I feel like I'm in an interview.
We love her. We miss her, but we gonna segue into the question of the day.
As you guys know, we have our segment called Question of the Day, where we ask our audience, our listeners, and everyone who's watching to ask us questions in the DMs and our email. If you guys have not already, follow us at Real Talk Atlanta on all platforms. If you want to email us or your questions, email it to realtalkatlpod@gmail.com. Okay,
it's getting better, y'all.
It's getting better. Okay, so the question of the day, ladies, is how many times did you have to remember? Well, you had to try to remember your how many times did you try to remember your license number? Oh, like on how many
tries? Real estate license number?
Your real estate license number, where you can say it like just
my number's
like this.
really, really easy. So
mine too.
It's really.
Like, it took me like 2 years.
No. Ooh.
So remember your license number?
Yes, like literally.
So my license number, ironically, it's a 6-digit number. The first 3 digits is my cousin's birthday, who's like we call each other sister cousins. The last 3 digits are my little brother's birthday. So my cousin Alex, her birthday is April 7th. My little brother John's birthday is April 21st. So 407-421. That's my license number.
Wow, so it's easy. Mine was like really hard.
Mine was 40555.
I had to always keep looking.
5552. Like it's very. I was like, it's really
3888504.
Why you got so many different numbers?
Yeah, I think that's a little excessive, but I think because the way they do the real estate numbers, it's like in order of like when you got them. So like ours, like are in the 4s and stuff. And y'all know me and Fatima got our licenses one number apart.
Really?
So even sometimes, yeah, like mine is 421, hers is 422. So even sometimes I forget. I used to be like, what's your license number? Because I knew mine was right before hers, and we were literally in the office at the same time. So super
That's
quick,
interesting.
y'all.
2 years is crazy.
No, it took me a long time.
That's a hard number though. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. No
Yeah,
I thought you was gonna ask me how long it took me to remember like my license tag or my car, cause you know like when you in the club they'd be like license tag such and such and such, can you move?
It's giving like somebody had a long weekend last week.
I'd be like, dang, is that my car?
No,
I don't even know my license tag number.
I'm sick of but I think that is a good question since y'all real talk realtors know y'all license numbers.
Please.
Because I have been asked on the fly by like other agents trying to confirm I'm a real talk. And what's your license number?
Yes.
Oh my
when you
God.
start
Open Door
going
does
like,
that. Open Door does that. I'd be like, hold on.
Oh yeah, they sure do.
they be like, what's your,
yeah.
no, they'll say, what's your
Your
MLS ID, which
At
is
first,
the,
I'd be like, I don't know.
no, it's what you log into the MLS.
Yes.
Well, the first time I was
password.
407-421, they was, are you even a realtor? Like, you looking crazy. Know your credentials. I
No,
say
for
I like
real.
Know your credentials, period. That's funny.
That was a cute one. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all checking in with your Hump Day hotties here at Real Talk Atlanta. We're super excited. Stay tuned, y'all. We got an amazing season coming up. And just, we them girls.
Oh, period.
Okay, see y'all next week.
Cheers, y'all.